Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, August 3rd. We are back. As you can see, my co-host, he's not back yet, but he's coming back. He'll be here a little late, but he's on his way. And we are so happy to be back. Experienced some illnesses, unfortunately, but we're on the road, on the mend, and looking forward to a nice bunch of shows coming up. We have some great guests lined up. So what I want to say first is welcome to my guests. I have this beautiful lady, Christina Matheson Segura, who I met just because, and she'll tell you her story. She is a warrior. She is a survivor. She is a businesswoman. She's got it all now because you had a rough time. So welcome, Christina.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Me too. And then I'm going to switch over to this side first. The amazing Kim Taylor.
Oh, thank you.
She's an author. She's a quilter. Her book is #1.
Well, it had been for a while.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And she's going to talk all about it. And her book is all about real truism of what's going on today in this whole world since the pandemic.
Yes.
And she also is a great teacher and works at a great school. I'm going to let her talk about it too.
Well, thank you.
And then if you haven't noticed that these two look alike, and we're talking about our mother-daughter team,
Yeah.
and this is Michaela Hinkson, the sweetest, prettiest waitress at Fridays in Rockville Center.
Thank you.
And she also is going for her master's in the University of Buffalo. Which
Yes.
one? Buffalo.
Yeah.
She drives to work, comes back, works at Fridays, then goes back, works at Fridays in Buffalo.
I sure do.
She's an amazing girl, and she's going to talk about what she's doing. And of course, I always meet people in the strangest places. So of course, I met her on Fridays.
Yes.
And it's not very often when these today kids are that kind,
Yes.
personable, sweet, pretty, bringing good things at your table. And that's why she's here today.
Thank you.
So welcome to all of you. And hopefully our wonderful Greg will be here soon. But in the meantime, does anyone know what today is? You guys do the today thing? Today is National...
Oh,
No.
there are so many. Always.
No.
I
What
can't
is
keep track.
today?
I only like when it's like National Ice Cream Day.
Yeah.
I'm on board for that.
Well, that's our favorite here. So it's National Sorbet Day.
Oh, see?
Same thing.
That's close.
Yes.
So if Greg wasn't out at an appointment, I would have called him and said, bring sorbet today. But I gave him a time off for that. So it's National Sorbet Day today, which means everybody go and get some sorbet, bring some home for the kids, get some for your dog, whatever. Dogs like it too.
Celebrate
Sorbet.
sorbet.
Celebrate sorbet.
Celebrate sorbet.
So always need to celebrate something, especially these days with everything that's going on. I also want to tell everyone COVID is a little bit back. Be careful and don't hug and kiss too many people, especially when you go in crowds. And because it's back, and even if you had the shot, you're going to get it again, unfortunately, because I had the shot.
Yeah.
I have the 3 of them.
Yeah. So, but so let's start with you a little bit, and then we're gonna switch to them, and we're gonna
Okay.
show the tape and talk about all kinds of things.
Very good. So I have my most recent kind of thing is that I created a documentary because on November 9th, 2020, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And not necessarily newsworthy, right? 1 in 8 women on Long Island are diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. So 13% of the population will end up getting this. Oftentimes we only hear the bad stories. You know, we only hear when women don't make it, but we don't really hear about the women that thrive afterwards.
Right.
So my mother before me had breast cancer in the late 1970s, and she died in the early 1980s because at that time things were very different. Medicine was different. The surgeries were different. Chemotherapy was just awful.
Yeah.
So when I got diagnosed, all of the memories of my mom had come back and literally freaked me out. My heart was pounding, for weeks. I was scared to death. I thought I was going to die. And I immediately thought, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to die. And I'm going to figure this out. At first, I was like, oh, no, there must be a mistake because I'm a problem solver by nature.
Yes, I know.
I was like, I'm going to get out of this somehow. And I couldn't. It didn't work. But I started to realize very early on, before I even got to see doctors, that I needed more information. So I only spoke to a few of my friends and close friends and family, and explained to them, okay, this is what's going on. I'm going to be fine. I almost felt like I had to talk them off the ledge a bit.
Well, because that's the kind of person you are.
Well,
Always worrying about everybody else.
I was worried about everybody else. I had to tell my kids over Zoom because it was the height of COVID. It was awful, these poor kids. And they're adults, which makes it worse. So anyway, I decided, okay, I'm going to reach out to my family and close friends. And of course, they all knew someone that had gone through it, and they connected me with them. Mm-hmm. So I ended up actually interviewing 26 women that had gone through this because I wanted them to tell me I was going to be okay. I wanted to have some positive, something to hang on to that even, so I knew when I was diagnosed that I had lymph node involvement. And I knew that usually means chemotherapy or radiation or something. Mm-hmm. I am by no means a medical professional. I learned that pretty early on too. So I interviewed all these people and I realized that it made me feel better that I spoke to all of these other women that had gone through it. And I started to document my journey. So I would do selfie videos on the phone.
Which is terrific.
Well, I thought that I realized, okay, I'm going to do this for the women that come behind me because I'm in the dark and I need more information. Mm-hmm. So I was going to do it for the women that came behind me. And that was really my main focus. But now looking back, it really gave me purpose.
And also gave you power because you were trying to make a difference for others. And I could relate. My sister Maria, I sent you the video.
Yeah.
She passed away from breast cancer. It eventually went to her brain.
Yeah.
And when she was going through it, there was nothing like this.
Yeah.
It was just us talking to her.
Well, for some reason,
there's the Delphi thing, and there's all kinds of purpose stuff, but nothing that you see someone actually experiencing what you are.
Yeah.
So I think it's great what you do.
Well, thank you. I wanted to make it that, I had visions in the back of my head. One of the visions was, I don't want to be a woman wearing a scarf on my head, just completely useless on the couch or in the bed. Like, I wasn't going to be that. Not that that's a bad thing if that's what you want to do,
no,
right?
But she didn't either. She didn't either.
We all deal with it however we deal with it, and it's okay. But that, for me, was not going to be what it was. So I wasn't going to be that. And I had to find some kind of a purpose in this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this really kept me going. And I would find that 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, I would sit in my living room or I'd sit in my office and it was like self-therapy. I would talk to the phone.
Right. And I saw the movie and it's absolutely, everybody has to watch it. It's absolutely great. How do they see it? For free?
It's on YouTube. You can look up You'll Be Okay Too.
Which I love the title.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It's a great title. You'll Be Okay Too.
I found that as I was going along, I almost wanted to reassure anybody watching it in the end that I'm okay and you'll be okay too. And I just kept saying that. So when I found these wonderful people, Charlie and Holly, to produce the movie, they said, well, do you have any idea what the title is? I said, yeah, it's You'll Be Okay Too.
Right.
Because it wasn't like I even had to think about it.
Right. And then I'm sure you got a team of volunteers. I saw at the premiere, you had a lot of people helping out.
So that's my board of directors.
Right. They become your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Because I do a lot of stuff like that, so I get it.
It's important. It's important.
It's really important. And then I'm sure you're involved with a lot of these places that do the hair and all that. Do you have a list of all that?
I don't have a list of all that. I do have a website because I started a nonprofit. It's called you'llbeok2.org.
Right, okay.
And the purpose of the nonprofit is really twofold. Number one, I want to take the scary out of women like you and I who have breast cancer in our family. Mm-hmm. And I want to take the scary out of it that you can't be so afraid that getting a mammogram or getting tested is going to make this cancer turn up.
I know. Well, it is a big thing.
It's frightening. It's scary. A lot of women put it off.
Yep.
But if you remember in the documentary, there was one woman, Nicole, who had been very proactive, had gone for her routine mammograms. They found breast cancer so early on, in fact, that she didn't need chemo. She didn't need radiation. And she's gone on to be just fine.
Right.
But the more you put it off, though, you know, that disease will just kind of take on a life
Well,
of
that's
its
true.
own.
And then it's eating at you inside.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted to just provide some positivity for women going through this, because you're alone. A lot of times you're in the house, you don't feel well. If you don't have hair, you don't really want to go out.
Right. Mhm.
Not that you can't, right? I tried to rock the Sinead O'Connor look.
Yeah,
for a
but
little
you
while.
did good because you told the truth. You know, when you were, you know, sitting there like, you know, whatever, you told the truth. The truth sets you free.
That's so
It really does. No matter what, it sets you free.
Yes.
And then you become, then you can talk more and more and
Yeah.
more. I believe that. So
I do too. And you know, in retrospect, so I wanted to have the documentary start when I was back to my regular self and okay, and back to being my, you know, full life person. And I wanted to share this story, but I didn't realize, after not watching those videos for a really long time, when I saw the first cut of the movie, there was a lot of stuff that I forgot about.
well, sure, because
That our brain does that for us,
Yeah.
right? That's a really good thing that our brains do,
protective.
that they put stuff in the back. And I'm really happy to say I don't carry that every day.
well, that's why you look so good and you did so well.
yeah,
I mean, you know.
I've always just, I never had a second thought.
Right.
Once I was like, okay, the chemo thing was the hardest part. Like, me having to kind of swallow that pill,
Yes.
that I was going to have chemo, and just envisioning what my mom went through. But I got to tell you, I never threw up. I never got
Did
sick.
you at any point, because I have some friends that, you know, just not want to see anybody, because that's what happened to a few people I know.
I believe,
In the beginning, you know.
in the beginning, you know, no, I wanted to see people, but I didn't tell a lot of people.
Right.
And the reason was that, like I said before, I was talking them off the ledge. So people would say, oh my goodness, you know, I heard this from this one. And I'd say, don't worry, I'm going to be fine. I was talking them off the ledge. And I realized that my mental energy was for me. I needed that. I was
Instead of
gonna
everybody
need that.
else.
I wasn't giving it to them. But I also feel that I was very blessed that this happened to me during COVID. I
Right.
almost feel like God shut the world down for me so I could do this and get my life back together. And then the world opened up and I was good.
That's great. Great. Well, we're going to switch a little bit, then we're going to show
Yes.
some video.
Sure.
Isn't she a great, amazing lady, isn't she?
Amazing. Wow.
We're all
A
amazing.
true
We just
warrior.
don't know.
Yes.
We don't know that we're all amazing. We don't tap into our
until
power.
shit happens.
Right.
When shit happens, that's when
Exactly.
you realize. It's
Exactly.
unbelievable.
It's so true.
So how did you get started? Let's hold
Well,
this book up.
my
First, I'm
story-
going to talk about your book, because your book is amazing.
A flag for Juneteenth.
It's called A Flag for Juneteenth.
Yes.
Not only did she write the book, she quilts.
Yes.
She made the flag.
I
the
made-
first,
Wow.
most
All of the
unbelievable
illustrations.
representation of Juneteenth. Why don't you take a look? So
So-
you work in teaching, right?
Yes,
You're an
so
educator.
I'm a speech pathologist, speech language pathologist, and I worked for many, many, many years. I'm 60 years old now, so I worked for many years doing early intervention, speech therapy, and speech therapy at schools. And now I'm a supervisor of the speech department at a school for the deaf in
Which
Queens.
is unreal.
Yes,
You've been there a
it's-
very long time, right?
I have 8 years there. 8 years as supervisor.
Now that's a job
Amazing.
that you have to be so
yes.
driven.
Oh, yeah,
and you
absolutely.
want results.
Right,
And you
right.
work your butt off.
I really do. I really do. But with all that work, sort of to piggyback on what you were saying, you kind of need life outside of work, right? You
Right.
need to have a purpose besides work.
Right.
So for me, that is just kind of indulging in art. You know, I taught myself to quilt many years ago, probably about 14 years ago now, 12, 13, 14 years ago.
so you just
And-
decided to learn how to quilt, and
Yes,
it happens.
Yes.
Oh,
I
God.
taught myself.
I don't like people like that. They
You were-
just
she was
get it.
determined.
Yes.
Yeah. And a story quilt. And so I started creating beautiful story quilts and really enjoy that. I love music, jazz. My guy is a jazz drummer,
Your husband, your boyfriend?
my boyfriend, and we
Boyfriends are better
created.
than
Yeah, right. They stay longer. We can keep them around a little longer.
I don't know. It
So-
just seems different.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell my husband he's the best boyfriend
No,
ever because I want to
he
think
is.
of him like that.
I met
There
him.
you go.
Yeah.
I
Keep that
met
up,
him.
and it'll stay with them a long
Yeah.
time. So we created this organization called the In-House Creative Arts Project, and we began before COVID by doing jazz shows at different houses in my community. Someone would
Really?
host. We would get famous jazz artists, and my boyfriend knows a lot of people. And we'd get these artists, and we'd go to different houses, and it was like these incredible nights of jazz. But
Really?
but then COVID hit, so we stopped doing that. But we now do what we call the Avant Yard Jazz Festival.
Where is that?
That's in my boyfriend's backyard, which is huge.
That's amazing.
So it's the Avant Yard Jazz Festival, and it every year, every
We
summer.
wanna go.
Please do. I will give you an invitation right
Well,
now.
send us a flyer.
Yes, I'll
Yeah.
send you the flyer.
Greg would love that. 'cause
oh, yes,
we do, as
please.
you see, we have a stage here.
This is so exciting.
We
Oh,
do
yes.
a lot of stuff here.
So we might have to talk
There's a
about
party
it.
tonight
Yes.
when we leave. Yeah, they do a lot of
Excellent.
music, all kinds of young, old. They do murder mysteries, whatever.
Wow,
Whatever you
so
want to do.
cool.
You could do a party here for your 50th,
Okay.
16th birthday, whatever. We do a lot.
So this year, our Avant Yard Jazz Festival is happening on August 12th, which is a Saturday from 3 to 6.
That's next
we have
weekend
a
after my birthday.
huge lineup of jazz greats.
Wow.
And also, my boyfriend teaches in several different colleges. So students come and they bring their instruments and they have their own little
Wow, what a
jazz,
night, what a day,
jam
all day
section.
long it is.
3 to 6. So we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that's one part of my life. Writing children's books and stories and quilting illustrations is so much fun. I'm a first-time author. I was picked up by a major publication house.
How did that happen? Because
So-
that is not easy.
That's
It's
hard.
a very interesting story, and sort of like when the universe is ready for something, it happens. I truly believe
That's
in
very
that.
true.
So I wrote this story based on a quilt that I made back in 2014. I went to a party about Juneteenth, and I had never heard of Juneteenth. So I made a story quilt about it. And I started to show the quilt around at different places, schools, and many kids, a lot of adults didn't know about Juneteenth. So I wrote a little story to go with the quilt. And then fast forward about 6 or 7 years later during COVID, I decided to tweak the story, sent it out to a agency called Serendipity Literary Agency, and they picked it up right away and shopped it around. And I was picked up by Holiday House Books, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. So really, really thrilled. My book has been, it dropped on January 3rd. I have been on a book tour, a whirlwind. It's all over the country, all the libraries and all the bookstores, and I've read at schools and libraries.
this is
all
your
over Long
first
Island.
book?
My first. It's incredible. So I'm really, really excited about the success of it. It's already won the Junior Library Guild publication choice. So I won a gold star from them, and I'm really excited about that.
Wow, this all happened in the last few months.
Yes, exactly. So,
That is a great story.
yeah, so I'm really excited about
So
it.
now
yeah.
they calling you the libraries? Because I call the libraries all the time.
Yeah.
They don't talk to me right
Well,
away. How is
strangely,
that happening?
because I have such a big publication house, I have an agent and
That's
I have
why.
a manager, and
That's
they're
why.
very good at marketing. They have a marketing team, so
Wow.
it's really great to
That's
be picked
great.
up by
Because I'm a
someone
one man band, so I
Yeah.
can tell you that isn't easy.
It's not easy,
But I have no
Yeah,
regrets.
yeah.
None.
No.
A book changes your life.
It
a
really does.
film changes your life. A trauma changes your life.
Yes,
And usually, for every bad thing, something good comes out of it.
absolutely.
I believe in it.
They call it post-traumatic growth.
Right.
Ah,
Okay,
very,
I like that.
very good.
Like
yeah.
that.
yeah.
So how do people buy your book right now?
So it's easy to buy it on Amazon. Just look for A Flight from Juneteenth by Kim Taylor. You can go to your local bookstores. Most bookstores have it.
Okay.
A lot of indie bookstores have it too, so you can go to
Mm-hmm.
any bookstore. And you can go to my website to learn more
Which
about
is
my
what?
book. It's materialgirlstoryquilts.com.
Wow, I like that.
So, yeah. So
Do you
it's
have the
great.
music for Material Girl?
I don't. But yeah, you can go there, and if you want to find out more about the Avant-Yard Jazz Festival,
Yes,
you can go
that we do.
Let's see, Matt gave me a different address, so I want to make sure.
Is there
It's
a website?
Yes, Matt MATT at Matt MATT Wilson WILSON Jazz JAZZ.com.
Okay.
And there'll be more info about the Avant-Yard Jazz Festival and his whole thing too.
Wow. Do you
So,
have
yeah.
food and everything there?
Oh yeah, no, we ask people to bring drinks,
food?
chairs, because it's
That's-
like
yeah, that's
a
your
festival.
backyard,
It's a
right.
true
Bring your
festival.
own everything.
Yeah, bring your own everything and enjoy. I mean, our idea is to bring really great music and other arts to Long Island instead of people having to go to the city.
It's like a
for
jazz
everything.
Woodstock.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Jazz Woodstock. Love it.
Wow.
Yes.
Very, very nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that's
I
great.
hope you guys will be able to make it.
I hope so.
So
Well,
much
I do
fun.
have my birthday on the 11th, but we'll
Oh,
see.
okay.
Susan and I and my boyfriend usually like going to stuff like that.
Okay.
But we have the email now, so we can
Yes,
check it out.
absolutely.
Plus, now I have you in my pocket.
Yes.
And I have
please.
your beautiful daughter here. We'll
Yes.
switch over to you. This
Yes.
beautiful girl, Michaela.
Thank you.
I love your name. How did
Thank
you
you.
pick that name?
Well, I'm very big on symbolism, and I wanted a name that meant something. And her name means one who is loved by God.
Nice.
Michaela came to me very late after a lot of years of trying.
Oh.
I was already 38 when I
She was the
finally got
sunshine
pregnant.
baby.
So I was so grateful to get
And
her.
that's why she's so special.
She's an angel. I mean, I know parents always brag, but I am very, very
Well,
lucky.
I'm a tough person when I
Yeah.
go out. You know,
Yeah.
I went to Fridays in Rockville Center because we were having a bad day, and we
Ah.
saw the sign.
Uh-huh.
It was every day, $2 beer,
Oh.
$4 cocktail, and a $5 something else. Right?
Oh, wing was the wing night.
And then
I
wing-
forgot.
50
50-cent wing.
50-cent wings.
Wow, I
They
gotta
were
go
cheap,
there.
but really not cheap. And my boyfriend said, "Let's just go there." So we walked in, and we get treated like
Aw.
queen and king by
Aw.
this
Yeah.
nice young lady. And she was just so personable. So I said, "Who's your manager?" She probably thought I was going to complain. Manager came over, and I said, "Give her a raise. She's outrageous."
Thank you.
I love that.
So then, of course, she wasn't getting away without talking to me.
No.
So I said, "Where do you go to school?" And so let's talk about what you're doing and
Yes.
how you're getting your master's.
Yes, I'm an early childhood education major, and I want to be a kindergarten teacher. That's my end goal. But I'll be certified, I think, K through second grade. But I really want to teach kindergarten. I feel like I remember my kindergarten teacher, and she had such a big impact on me. So I want to be able to have an impact on kids. And I feel like at that age, they're very pure and fun.
Yes.
Yes, I took a whole class on play, and that's how I feel like I'm going to be as a teacher. You learn through play, definitely at that age. And I play piano, so that's also a goal.
Now, do you teach piano or just
I
play?
don't. I just play.
Because I got a call today. They want to know, do I have a piano teacher?
Oh, really?
So I
can
have
teach.
one, but I didn't know if you did it before I give it away, you know?
Yes, I've been playing for 13 years, so I definitely feel like I can teach. But now I focus more on like playing by ear and stuff like
But
that.
what about you go around with that little piano, the mini thing that you can go around with?
I don't, but I would love.
You can make money doing that.
I know, yes.
See that? You could do it for one of our parties.
I would love to. It
Yeah.
would be so cool.
And
Yes.
then we could
Do
next
you
time.
play in the Jazz Fest?
I don't. I play.
She
a lot
helps
of-
in the Jazz
I do.
Fest, but she
In a
doesn't
different
play.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I play a lot of like modern music.
But see,
Yeah.
the next time you come on the show, you could bring your piano.
That'd be very cool.
We do that. That's why we have the
Really?
stage and
Oh, wow.
everything.
Yes, of
People
course.
sing on this show.
Wow.
Everything.
Yes.
We start the show off with a song usually,
Mhm.
and then with the song when we have a performer. Not
Yeah.
all the time, but
How exciting.
very
Sounds good.
different. This
yes,
is
this
different.
is fantastic.
It's a show about everything and nothing.
I love it.
It's funny. It's serious. It's charity. It's dentists. It's actors. It's
Yeah,
you
it's
could be
community.
You could be the mailman. It
That's
doesn't really
right.
matter as long as you have
You
a
know,
message.
the mailman knows everything.
This is
That's
true.
right.
He knows who's getting divorced,
Right.
who's doing what,
Yeah.
where everybody works, where your
Who's
kids go
late
to
on their
school.
bills?
They know everything. Who's in trouble? They know
Right.
They
everything.
do.
So now the University of Buffalo. What
Yes.
made you go there?
I applied to a bunch of different schools. Miami, North Carolina A&T was a big goal. That's an HBCU. And then Buffalo stood out. And one of my friends, ironically from high school, was going there. She got accepted to that one and NCAT. We both got accepted to the same school. So we were very close at the time. And we kind of said, let's just,
Do it together.
yes.
And you're probably loving it, right?
Yes, I do love it there.
And what about your roommate? Do you like her?
Yes, I love her.
Well, what
We're
else are you
best
going to
friends.
say? You're on the thing.
No, we're
No,
best
it's you
sister
working
friends.
out.
Yes.
Well, my
that's great.
granddaughter now is in college at
Yeah.
GW, and I was like,
Oh,
she's never going to
okay.
make it. She loves it.
Yeah.
She doesn't miss me at all.
Yeah. Being away is an experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
You grew up?
Sorry?
You
oh,
grew up.
yes, from being away, yes. Matured, but I live off campus now, so paying rent, buying groceries and everything.
Whoa.
I feel like a real adult.
Really something.
Yeah.
That
I'm
is
really
great.
proud of Michaela for
Thank
many
you.
reasons, but just the fact that she was able to navigate her way through kind of an adult life situation, you know, not asking me for money for rent. I have a mortgage. I'm a single parent, you know.
Sure, you're working your butt
And-
off.
Exactly. And she really takes care of herself. And when I do help her, it's not because she asked, but because I want to help.
Yeah.
You know, she's a really, really good
Well,
girl.
that stems
Proud
from
of
you,
her.
what you did for her.
Oh,
You
well,
taught her
thank
the
you.
right way.
The example.
It really, I mean, it's all comes from the top.
Yeah. Right.
Even when you work, your
Right.
manager's an asshole. You be an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the
just-
truth.
I mean, I've worked for many people, you know, in corporate America. You know, I've had good, and I've had horrible.
Yes.
You know, and basically, no matter what you do, if they're, you know, mid or horrible, you're not going to win.
So, you know, it's funny that you say that because it had always been most of our experience that we go, when we look for a job, we go to where they're hiring and we think we could fit in.
Right.
Ugh.
And when I was recovering from surgery, I had a long time to sit in a chair. So, as we know, right, busy moms, we don't sit.
No.
So I had no
There's something to
choice, right? I had to sit. I was in a recliner, long story, surgery, and it gave me a lot of time to think.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to realize that we have every bit of the opportunity to choose where we give our
Very
talents.
true. Very true.
So I went through all of the people that I knew, and I decided that I was going to change jobs. And I sought out this man, Andrew Russell, who I work with now. He's the owner of a mortgage company, RCG Mortgage Brokerage.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that. Mhm.
And I sought him out because he was a great guy. And I've learned in my this many years on the planet that you could do something really cool for a horrible person, and they consider you work for them, not with them.
Oh, yeah. It's never
Or-
it's never that we work together.
Right.
Well, that's how I had
Well,
it.
in the old days when we were younger and dumber.
I used to have I had a job on Wall Street in the early 80s, and I had this horrible boss, which is why I made sure I chose wisely this time. And there was no sexual harassment training then. There was no anything. And so I was in commodity trading, and there was a women in commodities organization, and he used to call it bitches in business.
Oh no.
So one day I was hanging Christmas decorations. I was standing on a file cabinet in front of a glass wall, and he came up on the other side of the glass wall and went like this.
Oh,
You know what would happen
no.
now if somebody did that? But there was really nothing you could do then. The world has changed.
No, I used to have a boss that used to do this to me all the time. How you doing?
Oh God.
How you doing?
You didn't hit him back?
I used to yell at him because I liked him. I mean, he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, today you can't do that.
No.
No, you better not.
And he used to scream my name in the hallways. Scream it because he thought it was funny. But again, I learned a lot from that guy. You know what I'm saying?
I learned a lot from my obnoxious guy that, you know, I learned a lot, but I also learned a lot of what not to do
Right,
in terms
right.
of like leadership skills.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so now you're working in the hardest job there is,
Definitely.
which is, you know, Fridays is a busy place.
It is.
People come in there, they're hungry, they want what they want.
Yes.
So, I mean, the way you handled us was like outrageous, but
Thank
do you
you.
have your bad days or no? You really don't.
People always say I look very happy serving, and I
You
definitely
do.
it's
Well, you have that
genuine.
beautiful
You have a glow.
smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
a glow.
Yeah. And some people put on an act when they come into work, and you know, you make your money from smiling, but it's very genuine. I love serving, and I've been doing it for 3 years, and I've definitely learned a lot. People could be very difficult, and I've learned the nicer you are, they may get more pissed off. 'cause
And you
you're
also
being
get
pissed,
better
but
tips, don't you? When
for
you're very
sure.
nice.
Yes, I've.
That's a life skill,
It
by
is.
the way. That's
Yeah.
a life
You
skill
can
that
wait
will
just
take you
till the
very
end
far.
of your life and
Yes.
do it as part-time.
Not even
Yes.
that, just the customer service aspect and how
Yes,
to read people.
absolutely.
Right.
That's a really big
Learn a
deal.
lot.
And that
Good
will
for
take you
you.
in your
Yeah.
corporate life too.
Yes.
Like, you know, because customer service is very important.
very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
I've
you
always
meet the
said-
parents on Parent Teacher Day,
They're going to
That's
adore
right.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes.
They're gonna do.
Good
Well,
for
I
you.
meant to tell you guys that when you come to the show, the first thing we do is break bread.
Oh.
Everybody gets a loaf of Italian bread.
Thank you.
And you bring
Okay.
it home. You don't do
Thank
it here. But that's because we believe in the community
I
and
love
breaking
this.
bread.
Thank you.
And
you.
How wonderful.
Yeah, in my book, there's
you.
a story about how I met the owner of Ohika Castle.
Oh wow.
His name is Gary Melius. He's chapter whatever,
Such a
16.
gorgeous space.
And I met him because I needed a job. And and I said, I brought him bread. I said, I just walked in, brought him a loaf of Italian bread. I was happened to be lucky that I met him. He said, come on in. He was Italian. And we broke bread, and we've been friends since. And he's
Oh,
in
nice.
my book about that and how when I left, I lost my shoes down the staircase
Oh no.
like Cinderella.
Oh my goodness.
And basically, it's a whole chapter in my book,
Have fun.
Wow.
which is about the people I met since I got unemployed
I love that.
and what changed my life getting fired from fired to freedom.
Yes.
Is it like making the money I used to? No. But am I a lot happier? Yes.
Absolutely.
And had that not happened, I never would have wrote my second book. And life is good. And now the second book is done. And now I'm involved with film. And that's how I met you. And I'm involved now with the sitcom, which I'm playing a mother.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yes.
I'm excited.
And we just
What is the
finished
name
the
of
7th
it?
episode. And it's going to be called The Fontanas. And my name is Jackie.
Okay.
And I'm an Italian mother with 4 sons that are really quite obnoxious.
Yeah.
And I'm having a ball.
Sounds great.
And it's called The
sounds
Fontanas.
Amazing.
And on September 12th, we're having a sneak peek
Okay.
at a restaurant where you can see little clips and then see if you're interested. And then you hopefully be watching it on Netflix.
Oh,
Wow.
I cannot wait. That
And it
is
all
so
happened
exciting.
because I volunteered.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have to do the rest of your life.
Yes.
Because
definitely.
volunteering will make your day and
Yes.
make your life. And that's how I met all these great people in my book. Because
Wow.
we started a club. You had to be 55 and intelligent to join my
I
club.
love that.
I went on 57 interviews. I couldn't get a job.
Wow.
Too smart, too old, made too much money. So when I would go on these job interviews, they were always very corporate, like interviewing 10 people at once,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'd see this Stephanie in the corner in the waiting room. You here too? Oh God! And then I'd see another one. So we said, why don't we have coffee? And that is how the Breakfast Club started 16 years ago.
That is so
Until we went on
great.
CNN, and when we got on CNN, we cracked up because we couldn't get jobs, but we could get on CNN. How smart were we? Because we all had a lot of brains.
Right.
That's right.
And so all of this happened, and then I met Greg, and all this coming here. This is a great place. As you see, there's a party tonight.
Yeah.
It's
This is
rentable, it's clean, and the people that are here are wonderful. I just see one of our friends, Rich Scotty. Come on over. Come on in. I didn't know you were coming tonight. Wait till you meet this wonderful man.
Cool. Hello.
Rich Scotty, I know for quite a while. And
Please,
Hi,
yeah.
Rich.
he's an impressionist. He
Wow.
works at
Nice
a
to meet
great
you.
store.
Okay.
He has a beautiful daughter. Sit down, Rich.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Great to meet you.
Can't wait
And-
to see her show. I saw. a couple
I
of
can't
them.
wait.
Oh, she's like the best in the cast. Don't tell Jerry I said that.
Oh, okay. He knows my filmmaker. And I met, this is still the people I meet just from doing what I do. And we have a great staff, as you see, the 2 beautiful women there. We have Jenny and we have Susan and we have Justin, who if you ever need anything for video, that's who you want. So, what's going on?
Who's your favorite actor? You like Morgan Freeman?
I love Morgan Freeman. Okay, you can't do Morgan
Are
Freeman.
you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I guess I just missed my friend Andy. Andy Dufresne who swam through 500 yards of crap. Came out clean on the other side. Andy Dufresne.
OMG.
Wow.
I mean,
I love
Who's your
doing him.
favorite?
wow.
He's the best voice for narrating any
His
movie.
voice is so hard, I think. It's like so,
It's so different.
yeah, distinct.
It is.
Amazing.
It's
Wow.
distinct.
Wow.
I was always a big John Travolta fan, honestly.
He does that too?
We just watched the hair. I work on my hair a long time and he hits it. He hits my hair.
I love it. It's so great.
Wow.
What about
What a
you,
gift.
Sweetie?
I'm the wrong person.
Yeah,
Because I don't watch
she doesn't
movies.
watch
You don't
movies.
watch
She doesn't
movies?
Like
I know that
Rocky,
sounds
Rocky
crazy.
Balboa.
Rocky.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Sylvester Stallone. She's
don't
like,
even
I have
know
no
who-
idea.
She's young.
How
this
about we
one.
just lost Pee Wee Herman?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, really mature. That's my name. Don't worry about it. I know to do that.
Yeah. That one's not easy either.
No.
That laugh.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Wow, you're
Wow.
amazing.
How did you learn that?
I started when I was a little kid. I was like 9, 10 years old. I would imitate uncles and aunts, and well, mostly uncles, but whatever politicians at the time. And then I started doing old movie stars, John Wayne, Humphrey Bogart, Cagney. And then as time went on, I incorporated Marlon Brando, John Travolta, Al Pacino, De Niro, a little bit. Yes, I do.
You have to do the face.
You got to give. You got to give. The rest of them got gift certificates, but you got to give.
And he's my love, who I adore, Paul Anka. He worked with Paul Anka many years ago.
Yeah, 1980. He had a
his
nightclub
club
called Jubilation. And moved out to Vegas, me and 3 other guys, no cell phones, you just drive, draw a picture of the arches. And
All right.
so there was 2 clubs in town, and they said, you could try Paul Anka's club, you'll never get in. The Chicago mob owns it. I went there, they had fired the DJ like 2 nights before for doing cocaine, so my timing was perfect. And the doorman was Steve Sharippa, who plays Bobby Baccarat.
Oh, I love him too.
I just saw him last month.
Well, you got to get him to come over here.
I keep trying to get him on Long Island. He goes, hey, Rich, come on, I only stay in the
Tell him I'm
city.
Italian.
Wait, when your show comes out,
in a minute.
Get him a clip. We'll get him a clip.
Yeah.
From the show.
Yeah, because I write to him every day on Facebook.
He's great. He's on.
But he doesn't.
Blue Bloods.
He answers you on Facebook.
Yeah.
But he sent a message out the other day saying, if anyone gets a DM from me, it isn't me.
Oh,
So
he
people
got
imitate
hacked.
him.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
You got to talk to him.
I'm going to talk to
All
him.
right.
Trying to drag him out. I'm trying to get him to a place I go to in Limbrook, because that's where we got killed on The Sopranos, at Trainland.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like, come on, come to where you got killed. He goes, what's that supposed to be?
Well, if he comes, call us. We'll be there.
He's a great guy.
But see, these are the people that, they just come into your life. Like this guy, he's got a beautiful daughter. How is she? Good?
I got a bunch of daughters.
I know. Well, I know about one.
There's one is 29, one is 27, and the other one's 24, and they have one that's 18, 4 in a row.
Wow.
And then I didn't keep going for the boy. I got remarried, and then I had a son. But I thought it was a mistake.
Which is really something, you
My
know?
older daughter's like that. You only make girls. Come on, let's face it. And I had like a Russian nurse. She was put the jelly on the belly. She goes, you want to know sex of child? I go, yeah. And my daughter's like, and all of a sudden she goes, it's a boy. I looked around. She put a guy in the hall. Are you sure there's spare parts down there? And she's like, it's boy.
Oh,
so he's
that's
17.
nice.
My daughter Olivia's 18. The 2 middle ones are they live in Miami. And,
great.
Yeah, one came up for the summer. She's working at a place called the Surf Lodge in Montauk. It's like the hottest.
Oh,
you can't
forget
get in
it.
I
there.
don't know it. Okay.
And there's like different tiers. She's at the $15,000 table. It's $15,000 to sit down. All kinds of movie
The
stars.
Surf
Lady Gaga
Lodge?
jumps up, starts singing. It's crazy. So she's.
Well, have you gone
That's
yet?
why you can't get in.
No, she goes like that. I can't get you in because you're my father. But your friends, they're asking them. So it's not.
So go. You probably wouldn't even have to pay,
I
right?
gotta go there.
You get it for free.
Gotta go
That's
check it
cool.
out.
That's a one-time
You
thing.
got to
Now you got
spend
to go
15
again.
grand to
No,
sit down.
she'll get me. She'll get
Good,
me.
good.
That
But
is
they're
great.
all healthy, thank God. That's the main thing in life.
Wow.
And they're all doing well,
Wow, great.
So
All right, can we, Justin, can we show a little clip of this wonderful lady's movie? How we doing, Justin? All right? Okay. And then maybe a clip of the doctor if we can.
Sure.
Of course, the other doctor, we're going to wait till she comes on.
Hi, it's June 16th. It's the afternoon. I got through another 2-day class. Yesterday was rough. I was just exhausted. Nothing hurts. I'm not nauseous. I'm not in any pain. I was just exhausted. Pulled off another class today. It's so funny because I have this crazy wig, right? And it kind of looks like my old hair, I guess. But even though I see people that I know that don't know what's going on, they never say like, oh, your hair looks different. It's just weird. Like, I keep thinking like, don't people know I have better hair than this? Like, why does nobody ask me a question? I left early this morning, about 7:30. It's about, 2:30 in the afternoon. And I am just done. I'm going to take a nap. I have my 11th of 12th chemo tomorrow. And the funny thing is that I am making appointments in my calendar for past June 24th, which is my last day of chemo. It's amazing to me that the 6 months has gone by so quickly and that I'm really okay. I've been functioning. I take plenty of naps and I relax and take plenty of pills, right? I just had to go to CVS on my way home, but I'm okay. And you'll be okay too. Peace out. Hi.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Bank. I'm a plastic surgeon with Nibra Plastic Surgery, and I'm very proud to be a part of Christina's team. Dr. Fana took care of the cancer and I helped build Christina's breast back. We did something called DIP flaps or deep flaps, where we transplanted skin and fat from her lower belly to reconstruct her breast at the time of the mastectomy. I think what touched me most about Christina's story, You'll Be Okay Too, was her ability to really convey the feeling of what a woman going through this cancer journey is like. I take care of women like her day in, day out, but I think this was the first time where I was really able to get a deeper understanding of their emotional and physical experience, and her little tidbits and her continuous sense of humor throughout the process, despite the dark days, is really an inspiration to me, and I know it will be for others.
Isn't that something? You want to see that movie? Where do they watch it?
They can go to my website, you'llbeok2.org, and scroll down and you get the link to YouTube.
Great.
Doesn't cost anything. It was really important to me to be able to get this movie to anybody that needs it.
Right.
And you don't realize you're going to need it.
Things where how you reach her, which, I mean, it's all on the show, you could tell. But if you need anything, these are her great cards that she's very good at making everything so pretty.
Beautiful.
And I wanted to ask you, out of all the jobs, because I see you remind me so much of me. We have done it all. Congratulations on the Long Island Business News.
Thank you.
I'm waiting. I went in 3 times, didn't get it yet, but I will believe it will happen one of these days. What was the job you hated the most, but you learned the most from?
I actually used to work for my ex-husband.
That's a good one.
We had an entertainment production company, and he was, I don't want to say anything bad. I don't believe it.
Well, it was
but
different.
I learned what not to do. And then I left there, and I started my own company doing the same thing.
Right.
And it was great. But I learned more what not to do than what to do.
Right. And also, I know from my experience, you learn when you spend too much in the wrong places. And if you believe everybody that you meet, that's a problem. Until you really meet the people you could trust.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
Which is sad in a way. But, you know, there are only a certain kind of women. Women's women. Those are the good women.
I never had friends that were women.
You had a lot of men.
My friends were always men because I just didn't have the patience for that whole, oh, let's go here, let's go there, let's go for coffee. Like, I just wasn't that person.
Yeah, I could do both, actually. I mean, men are easier to work for.
Well, I discovered that once I turned 50, we are gifted the ability to find our tribe. You find each other. And
That's
now I have some wonderful, amazing, badass women friends.
But badass is a big thing now with women.
Yeah.
They call each other badasses.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't call myself that. I say I'm.
It's like a good thing.
I know, but I say I'm tough. You know,
In a good way.
you know, but I'm sweet. I'm tough. But you know, you could screw
You're a
me.
badass.
You could screw me
You
once or twice. The third time, that's it. Then you're done. So that's me. But I do give people a lot of rope.
Yeah,
You probably don't.
I do.
You do? Okay.
I've made plenty of mistakes in judging character in my lifetime. Plenty. But, you know, I like that I'm kind.
And you're different, and you give.
Well,
There's a big difference with
yeah,
that.
but
Big
I don't
difference.
want to give that up. I don't want to become miserable and jaded, and I don't want that.
Okay, well, getting back to you, sweetie. Keston Nelson.
Yes.
It took him 5 times to finally friend me on Facebook. So, Keston, thank you for friending me. That's her boss.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
one of them, I have
I
to.
want to tell Keston to make sure that everyone in corporate at Fridays sees
thank
you.
you.
And
Yes.
what a beautiful girl
I
you are.
appreciate it. Thank
And
you.
how great you are to all the customers.
Thank
Because
you.
I believe they come in there because of you.
Thank
Because that's
you.
why we're coming back.
I want to go when you're there Mondays.
What a difference.
I'm
My
there
daughter has one too.
every
It's
day
like that.
besides Tuesdays
great.
and Thursdays.
And she smiles
I'm
like that no
going.
matter what. Yeah. And if you go on Monday, you get the real
50
cheap.
cent wings.
Right.
I mean, you get cheap booze.
Monday
You-
night.
That go wrong.
Yeah, Monday night from
And
5 to
it-
close.
So the wings and the stolen bread, right?
Yes.
I call it hot bread, but you know, it's got another meaning.
Hot in a different way.
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
Hot in a different way.
This is for you, for the both of you. This is my first book.
Oh, thank you.
That's my baby book. This is my novella. All right, this is a true story as well. This is my best friend. We've been friends since we're 7. We're friends that long, and I'm 70. So, and this is the little girl that came into our life, and how our friendship grows.
I can't wait to
So
read
that's for you. And this is the big book. I only have
Wow.
one. I'm sorry. I'll
It's
get you another
okay.
one.
Yes, that's
The
right.
big book. This has all the women, one man,
Beautiful.
just one
Just one
soul that started the club with us, who got thrown out of the diner with us that day.
it. Thank you.
So that's for you.
Thank you.
And, you know, it's just like things change.
Will you sign it?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
This, I think, you know, what makes this show so special is it really is all about community
Oh, yeah.
and the everyday average person who aren't average at all. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
I remember I used to think to myself when I'd watch like Johnny Carson or why don't they have real people on there? Why always actors? You know, real people are so interesting, you know?
Yeah.
You kind of know what an actor's doing because you see them everywhere, you know? But what about the real people? And you're doing that.
Yeah.
I think
thank
that's
you.
so great. And so
I love
important.
doing it. I really
Yeah.
do. The funny
you
part
so
is I
much.
was hired to do this for Nassau County.
Wow.
I pitched them the whole deal. I got the job and then got cut again. So I'm the most most polished fired woman in Long Island
Right.
because it happened 3 times in my career.
Wow.
And I made a business out of it.
Well, their loss, our gain.
But if they call me tomorrow to do part-time, I'll take it. Because it was good money and, you know, you got
Yeah.
benefits. You know, when you don't have bennies,
No, it's not
it's
pretty.
not easy. And when you're a widow, you know.
Yeah.
So I lost it all in 1 month. My job, my husband, my house.
Oh my God.
So if I can get through that,
Sounds
anybody
bad.
can. So that's why I'm a coach too now.
Yeah.
Because
Excellent.
anybody can get through anything, you know. And then when you have great support like the people we have here, they're
right.
always smiling. I make them
Yeah.
laugh a little bit, I think. But this weekend we have a Golden Oldies show with Peter Lemongello, the Accords, the Tribunes, and one of my friends is actually, you know him. He's doing it at the Port Washington Theater. I forgot his name.
Jim, not Jim.
Who it is?
Jim Altabal.
No, Jim is my other friend. Oh, he's the guy with the big hair. He was on the show. I forgot his name. But he said if anyone wants to go, post it and say they saw it on the show. They'll get a discount.
Wow.
The
Oh,
Golden
good.
Oldies show is August 4th, and it's at the Landmark Theater. So he offered to do that. And next Friday, we do the operas. If you like opera, once a month, I do the PR for the opera night. It's Opera Night Long Island, and it's in Huntington. And it's only $20, and you get to see fabulous opera singers.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And my co-host used to be the maitre d' and talk it in English to tell you what the song was about, and then they sing it in
Wow.
the Italian, French, and it's in the Universal Church in Huntington. And in another week, the brand new Northport Hotel is opening up, so it's a great date night,
Yeah.
which is the hotel. They have a great line of restaurants on Main Street there, and the church.
Yeah,
And it's
Northport
not
is
a
gorgeous.
holy thing; it's like fun.
Right.
And I run their PR. So if you ever want a cheap date,
Beautiful.
you go to it's called operanight.org, and they're a
Okay.
charity. And they came on the show because they lost all their clients because of the pandemic, and so now they're better and they're getting out there.
It's a beautiful area in Northport.
So that's happening.
Yeah.
And then if you like vintage, which we do, Susan, we might go to this. Rosie's Vintage Wit and Whims Outdoor Market this Saturday. And it's in Huntington. And it's all kinds of great things. And it's on my website as well if you want to check it out. Rosie's Vintage. And you could buy stuff for very cheap or you could sell stuff. You have a lot of. I have so much old jewelry, but I'm not ready to get rid of it yet. Right now, it's in a suitcase. My daughter says, "What are you going to do with all this?" I'm like, "Don't you give it away
That's right.
when I die." But I do have a suitcase full of
Wow.
jewelry because a lot of people
Wow.
give me vintage because they know I
Yeah.
like it, and I sometimes wear too much jewelry because my friends will say, "What's with the layers?" You know.
There's no too much. Just do you.
It
was gonna
depends.
say,
It depends.
exactly.
Today I didn't even put a necklace on because I had this scarf on. But normally I would have layers, and my friends would call me and say, "Why did you have that much jewelry on today?" I'm like, I don't know. I felt like being different.
She really needs to try to find things to keep her busy. You know. She's
Yeah.
got nothing
Yeah.
going on this woman.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what's going on this weekend. And then Bob D'Amato, who was our 50s singer, you know him.
Oh yeah.
He's singing everywhere this weekend. The library, Floral Park. And I went to school with Bob D'Amato. Floral Park. I'm a Floral Parker.
Wow.
So he's coming on in another week. But next week, on Thursday, I see Kat Gia is watching. We want you to come. Next Thursday is my birthday. We're having a birthday show. So anything goes next Thursday. Food, drinks. We have punch, nice food. Bring your cards, networking, the works. It's at 5 o'clock, but you have to get here before showtime.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody comes on the stage. Are you coming?
I think I'm going to be able to
Oh,
come.
great.
I think
Good.
I'm going to make. What
Okay.
do you, so I'll be here like 4:30.
Well, yeah, you always come to the birthday
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
So we're really excited about
Turning
that.
39 years old
Yeah.
again.
So I'm going to be 71, and I'm proud of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Fucking 71. I
Yeah.
still can't
It's the
believe it.
alternative, girl.
Yeah.
Hey.
But you know what? You can get through anything. And I
Don't
meet
you feel
this
like
great
you're
people.
so smart now? Like you're so much smarter than you were 10
No,
years ago.
no,
You
I
don't
still
feel
have
like
I
that?
have a lot to learn, though.
We all do, but I just feel like, I don't know, our society is a little bit backwards that when people get older, they want to push us to the side. Meanwhile, I'm so much smarter
Well,
than I was
I do
before.
feel sometimes like when I meet someone, I'm like, hello? You know, like, you don't know that? You
Yeah.
know? And what my sadness is when kids get out of college, because I tried to get 3 jobs in the colleges.
Yeah.
I don't have a degree, but I have so much experience. The kids come out of college with degrees without any social skills.
Exactly.
They don't know how to interview. And I tried to ask them, I'll volunteer. They don't have a degree.
They don't have like
It's a
life
bad
skills.
thing if you don't
Yeah.
have a degree. It's
I don't
negative.
have a degree.
That's because it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So one of
Technology's
these days,
great, but it
one of
kinda
these
takes
days,
over,
I
you know?
told Greg, I want a. You need money for this. I want an honorary degree in college, but you need to donate like hundreds, thousands of dollars. So I said, no, I have a suitcase full of all my stuff of what I've done. That's what I want the honorary degree for. So when I go meet some of these, big time college chiefs, I bring it with me. But they also want money.
Yeah.
They want the donation.
Right.
But imagine
Not
if
easy.
if I get that dream before I die, that would be nice.
Tell everybody you know about it and somebody will make it
I
happen.
know. You never know. This is true.
No.
Never know. So again, where do they go eat at Fridays? What's
Fridays
the
in
address?
Rockville Center. I don't know off the top of my head, but Sunrise Highway.
Okay.
Yes.
And where do they buy your book?
You can go on Amazon.com, or you can go in any of the libraries to take it out, or you can go to any of the bookstores, especially the indie bookstores. It's through Holiday House Publishing, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House, and the book is called A Flag for Juneteenth.
And it's a great book.
I wrote the book, and I quilted all of the illustrations.
That's
so
amazing that you
They
quilted
took quite
everything.
some time,
It's beautiful.
but I'm really, really proud of the way it came out.
You should
and
be.
I'm so excited about it.
And mother and daughter, God, you guys look alike.
Oh, gosh.
So beautiful, really.
Thank you.
So what's happening here tonight that you're here?
I'm to disco extravaganza tonight.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it's a private party, and the guy gave me a list. I knew I was going to have everything on the list.
Is it someone I know?
His name's Joe. So Tracy.
Okay, because I
Tracy
know
got
I
hold of me
recommended
last
someone. I didn't know if it was him or
But I'm
not.
going to have a ball because I love playing.
Oh,
disco.
good for you.
Yeah.
So it's a nice party for someone's birthday or
Yeah,
just in general?
yeah, private party.
That's gonna be a
Very,
lot of
very
fun.
nice.
Donna Summer and the Tramps.
I love that.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
very
you can
good.
have
All
a
the good
blast.
stuff. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Good. And where you already said they can see your movie where?
You can see it. You can go to my website, you'llbeok2.org, or you can search YouTube for You'll Be Okay Too.
And you have a charity now if they want to donate. How do they do that?
You'llbeok2.org. The website has everything.
Very good. So, of course, everybody gets little presents on the show because I believe in that.
I already got my bread.
I know, but that's different. This is for you because you have always wear your hair back.
Oh, thank
Those are
you.
those little pretty earrings. Okay.
Nice.
And you look like you wear a lot of dainty things. So this is for you, little dainty.
You.
That's for you. And I didn't know you were coming, but here you go. I've given you a
I get a
clip.
gift anyway.
You got a butterfly.
Look at that.
Put it on
Wow.
You put it on your shirt.
I'll put it
Isn't
on
that
on
great?
DJ
And the-
tonight.
Yeah, right.
Thank
Extra.
you.
So we
Thank
believe
you
in
so
this.
much.
Beautiful.
We believe in all this because everything you get what you give.
Yes.
And we have a lot of people that help us too.
Yeah.
And we have a lovely lady that every now and then gives us some pretty jewelry. So I always save it for the ladies. The men don't really want jewelry. But at our show next week, Susan Klein is sponsoring and bringing her jewelry that you can purchase
Oh, wow.
at a discount. And her jewelry is to die for. And we'll have cake and hopefully I'll get a present from Greg.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's good that way. He
Yeah.
usually does. When she comes and she puts her jewelry out, he buys us gifts,
Aw,
which is
that's
nice.
nice.
He's a great guy. I'm sorry you didn't get to meet him.
Yeah,
tonight.
I
Too.
would
I'll have to
have
come to the
met him.
birthday
Yeah,
party
it's
and
next
meet
Thursday.
him.
Yeah,
I
next
will.
Thursday. And on that note, I think we're just about done. We have 2 minutes left. Our sponsors, Teddy from Aura Pura Jewelers in Franklin Square. You need real jewelry? Go see Teddy. Tell him Valentina sent you. You want a nice spa day? Go to Tranquility Spa right down the block, Franklin Avenue. See Angela. Tell her the show sent you. And if you need your taxes done, you go to the tax guy on Franklin Avenue. And his name is, I don't remember because I don't see him a lot. I see everybody else a lot. It's Jackson Hewitt Prince on Hempstead Turnpike in Franklin Square. And they're
Excellent.
great sponsors. And next week for the show, we're going to have goodies, food, cake, and surprises. We always have surprises. We have raffles. And I thought 70 was big, but 71 is big too. What the hell?
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe I'm going to be 71.
What a glorious 71.
It is, I'll tell you. It
What a
really
great thing
is.
to celebrate.
And I'm meeting some more great people. Today I met
Yes.
3 great women.
Thank you.
And
you.
I'm so
And we
glad
got
you
to
came.
meet you. Thank you.
And we'll see you at Fridays.
Yes,
Yes.
before I go
I'll
back to
see you at
college.
Fridays for sure.
Yes, and so you see Rich. So you
Yeah.
like.
I'll
Sounds
come
good.
see you.
20 more days, and then I go back to Buffalo. So yeah.
So when you leave, I'll be sharing this to you and everyone, and then you'll get a separate thing on your phone, and you're going to share it to the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tell
Excellent.
your friends, like, share. And then
Absolutely.
let's talk about the Jazz Festival one more time.
Yes, Jazz Festival. So it's the Avant Yard Jazz Festival. This is my guy, Matthew Wilson. He's a jazz drummer. It's our 3rd year. It's held at his backyard, which is a huge space. And I won't give the address on camera, but
No.
if you reach out to me on Facebook or go to Matt at Matt Wilson Jazz.
Well, you can reach out to Kim Taylor. Kim Taylor's easier.
Matt at mattwilsonjazz.com, and there'll be information about the Avant Yard Jazz Festival happening August 12th, which is next Saturday, I
Right.
believe, right? From 3 to 6, $30 a ticket, and it's
That's
about
great.
7 or 8 jazz people playing. So we're so excited. A lot of great artists.
So on that note, guys, that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Good